Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Weekly Panther Review Show. This guy right here that's coming into frame now, this is John. He is my special guest host for the next several weeks. Reason being is we are building brand new shows for our YouTube channel, John. More content on our YouTube. So go over to our YouTube page. You'll get a brand new show called Rebirth versus Civil War II, which the mythical Chris is with my original co-host Patrick, going over for the next several weeks. Rebirth versus Civil War II. Their feelings on both events.
It's exciting.
So it's 7 issues of Civil War and all the tie-ins. Reboot with the new launch and all the new number ones that are going to be coming out. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Not only that, but later in the month, we're going to have Deconstructing Image, which is going to be me telling Chris about 90s Image comics.
It's exciting.
So he's never read one.
Oh,
because he totally skipped that.
Oh.
That was my generation, so I get to.
Fair enough.
Yes, that's going to be a lot of fun. So more content. There's going to be one other show that's in the works that we have yet to reveal. So we'll get to that. Today though, it's solely. Last week we did Rebirth #1, and I gave it a controversial 10 because of 4 final pages of the book.
Fair.
So this week we're doing Civil War II #1. These are awesome pop figures, by the way. So check that out. that was I meant to do that. So this is Civil War II #1. It came out this past week. So John, what did you like about the book, and with how it opened moving forward? Now, first and foremost, you did read the Free Comic Book Day issue and Zero, correct?
Yes, I did.
And what did you get out of those 2 issues moving into this? What was your hope?
So my hope was that they would really press the tension between like every character. Like when you go through #1, you're going to see tension between Tony and Steve Rogers. You're going to see tension between obviously Captain Marvel and Tony Stark. But at the same time, you're going to see where they're going with it. And it was really, really exciting to see Thanos in a comic again, actually, really, really powerful, which was good.
What do you feel about the character Ulysses? Do you think Ulysses is going to be a major threat down the line? Or do you think he's just doesn't want to be involved in anything? Because right away he looks like he's scared.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be included.
Yeah.
Do you think that his sole decision on this series is going to have an impact?
I think it depends on his relationship with the Inhumans. Because he has a really close relationship with Medusa. Mm-hmm. So Medusa's almost like a mom to him, this kind of thing. Like she's like cultivating this new inhuman power that he has. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what her end game is, because I feel like her end game is going to be his end game come at the end of these 7 issues.
Like, do you? This is just a total throw out there.
No, go for it.
Do you think what Marvel has planned with the death of X has everything to do with the Inhumans versus the X-Men then? And you think that this could play into that?
I mean, they hinted at it, right? Like Steve's like talking about them bringing Jean Grey in, and Steve's like, "Is that a great idea?" Because of the tension that's already existing. Mm-hmm. So I feel like whatever happens in these next 6 issues, if something goes wrong and an X-Men is to blame, and somebody gets taken down in the run of that, then God only knows what the Inhumans are going to do.
Well, there is a Civil War tie-in book called Civil War X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
I think my theory should play out in that event. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
As going through the book and breaking down the book, Ulysses has this unique power to just reset time. Yeah. Okay. Do you think his power to just like make the opening few pages of this book, this is spoiler heavy. Mm-hmm. So, do you think his power is like, because he stopped that mass destruction in the opening page, which would have at all killed all the heroes of the Marvel Universe? True. Do you think his power is for good, or do you think it's for bad? And if you think it gets into the wrong hands, like a Thanos,
yeah, exactly.
Do you think it would be catastrophic?
I definitely think it could definitely be that way, because to be honest with you, it's almost all already played out that way. Like he sees the Free Comic Book Day issue in this number 1 here. Like he sees it with Medusa at the end of it. He sees it happen right here. And I mean, even though Captain Marvel knew that he saw it, people still died.
Right.
So it could be catastrophic, and they could use it for good, and it could still end badly.
Like an Ozymandias type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, in order to save the world, I have to kill thousands to save millions.
Exactly.
Okay. What did you think about the pace of the story by Brian Bendis and the artwork from David Marquez? I absolutely love David Marquez's art.
I do like the art.
I love the panel work that he has.
Yep.
There's several splash pages in this book that were fabulous, well executed. His work is just flawless.
Yeah.
There are definitely a lot of throwbacks to Civil War in this book, especially the one scene with Tony Stark looking at a bed of a fallen soldier.
Yeah, true.
So, how do you feel about the look of the book?
So I like this monumentally more than Civil War 1. Really? I was not a huge fan of the art in Civil War 1.
Steve McNiven's artwork?
Not a huge fan of it. I didn't really like it. I thought it was...
Mark Millar wrote that story as well.
Yeah.
So, and he had Steve McNiven on that. I mean, I like McNiven's artwork a lot, but
I like
Marquez's artwork a lot on this. And if you don't know who David Marquez is, he's had a stellar run so far in Marvel Comics. He had a very short run on Ultimate Spider-Man, who was replaced by Sarah Pichelli, who is having a flawless career right now doing that book. And then he came on and he did the first story arc in Invincible Iron Man.
Okay.
Now he's doing this. This dude has a future. So whatever book he does after this is going to be a top book.
Yeah, for sure.
So, dude, this is awesome. So now now we're getting towards the conflict part of the book.
Yeah.
So we all know, if you read the Free Comic Book Day issue, Rhodey suffered a major problem.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, no, he's not dead. Okay, there's going to be a part when you get into this comic where you see Rhodey, which we're not going to show, but just by the issue because it is kind of graphic.
Yeah.
He's dead.
There is no doubt in my mind that he's just not ever.
Now mind you, they retconned War Machine.
Yeah.
Because back in like 2007, he was a cyborg. The only thing that was left on him was his head. Yeah. He was a straight cyborg. All they had to do was fix him. He's fine. Yeah. This is human Rhodey. Yeah. They somewhere down the line they decided to Rhodey's going to be a human again. So I need to know how that happened.
Yeah, I'm assuming Iron Man did some sort of billionaire kind of scientific thing, and now he's
I said, if you've been reading War Machine, Iron Man comics for the last several years, everybody knows that Rhodey started as Iron Man when Tony was an alcoholic. Yeah. Then he was given the War Machine suit. Yeah. He got injured severely. Then his body went complete cybernetic. He was able to turn into him. He turned into a tank at one point. Yeah. Okay, so he is not a robot anymore. He's human.
He's definitely a human now.
I want that story that totally changes that. I know that there's a story that's wrapping up now in Invincible Iron Man called The War Machines. Maybe that plays a part in it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I have no idea. I have not kept up.
I have to read it. I know I have them, but I have to read it. She-Hulk suffered she took a missile from Rhodey. Yeah. That messed her up really bad. Now, I know that the last page, she flatlines.
Yeah, true.
Do you think that this is just a cliffhanger and they revive her and she comes back, or do you think that Marvel went the next step up and said, we're going to shock readers, let's kill 2 right off the bat?
I mean, it could be. It very well could be, because I mean, her dialogue in here seems like something that would be like a last words kind of thing. Like this is what I feel like, because this is the driving force for Iron Man to go to war with Captain Marvel is Rhodey's death. And I feel like here, you see this last panel, the driving force for Captain Marvel to continue to fight is going to be this panel here, where she says, it's our future, Carol, not his. Fight for it.
I have a sense of purpose. I really do believe that this could be a G.I. Joe moment in the animated series.
Okay.
You remember the animated movie when Duke supposedly took it and they all thought Duke was dead. And at the end of the whole thing, they said Duke survived.
Okay.
Long story short, Hasbro decided that they killed Optimus Prime. It ruined a bunch of kids.
Yeah.
I was a part of that group. So when Duke, when Serpentor, goes off Duke, you're like, no, I can't have two of my favorite characters.
I can't do it.
I
This is
just
too
can't
much.
do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hasbro pulled at the final moments of the movie. Duke lives. So do you think?
Go, Joe!
Do you think? Yeah. Go, Joe! So do you think at the end of issue 7 we're gonna see She-Hulk miraculously healed
In a
because
pantsuit, just doing lawyer stuff
just
again?
doing her lawyer stuff?
Yeah.
Do you think? I'm trying to keep hope alive here for this because Marvel does this. Marvel
they do
will
this all the
throw
time. Yeah, it's true.
curveballs. They'll like, we'll kill this guy, and then 9 months from now he's back.
Yeah, and there's no story. There's just
It's just
back.
They did it like a few years ago with Johnny Storm when
True.
he was killed off panel. Everyone thought he was dead. They had the polybag death of Johnny Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody thought he was dead through a course of books. Big issue happens.
Yep.
Hey, just so you know, guys, I was saved. I didn't really die.
Yeah.
So,
Just to encourage the watcher, the viewers, she may not be dead.
she
So
may
just
not be
keep
dead.
buying the books.
The way that the way that this does play off is that they did flatline her. They killed her. I do believe because she has the gamma radiation in her, not as much as Bruce Banner did.
But here's the thing. There's a shield. This is my question. There's a shield specialist asking where Dr. Banner is. So he's got to be in the vicinity somewhere.
Or they're looking for him.
Or they're looking for him.
We
Because
won't
he's
know.
not the Hulk right now.
Right, we won't know that until Totally Awesome Hulk issue 7.
Exactly.
So how
Which
that
is-
how that issue plays into this final
Mhm.
events here, and if she's dead or not moving forward,
It has to be in there.
has to be in there. We do know that the major death of this entire book is Rhodey,
Yes.
War Machine.
That is a huge thing. So who lets Thanos out?
You know what I think? I think who lets Thanos out, and people are totally like misjudging everything. They're missing everything. Thanos, if they let him out, everyone's forgetting that Reed Richards is still in the Marvel Universe as a villain right now.
Yeah, right now.
He's a villain. So let's just say he comes back into play. Reed Richards. Like, he comes to the helicarrier that he's on and he acts good.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes downstairs and frees him.
Well, because if you look at the beginning of this book, the people that are fighting this Sentinel being is like 90% of...
Right.
There's a massive amount of heroes
no
here.
one sees... There's Johnny Storm.
There's Johnny Storm
that
here.
That also could be John Hammond.
True.
The original
True.
Human Torch.
True.
Now, if Thing is not in there...
Thing is not in here.
Yep, so that's the original... That is the original Torch then.
Yeah.
It could be... Well, the Inhumans are. So if there are 2 Torches in there, then yeah. But no. Okay, that's Johnny.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Thing is in outer space. Sue is missing. Reed is a bad guy. Johnny's an Inhuman. What happens if the Fantastic Four come back during this?
Mm-hmm.
Unleash hell with Thanos. Time changes. Marvel now.
That'd be a fun read.
And, see, the thing is, I live Marvel. I am Marvel. I think outside the box more often than everybody does.
It's all connected.
Everything's connected. So, I do believe that it could be Fantastic Four related that lets out Thanos.
Yeah.
It could be a totally unexpected character that we have not seen in years.
Exactly.
That Marvel has said, look, we haven't used him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's clean him up a little bit.
Yep. Let's
just melt faces.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No,
So
it's true.
what Marvel character have we not seen in a very long time that they have not used in a very long time?
You're gonna tell me, so I'm just gonna wait.
Oh, I have a couple of thoughts.
What are the thoughts? Go for it. Just shock some people. They're waiting.
See, I'm not going to say Red Skull because
Okay.
Red Skull would be too easy.
Well, because they already played him in Axis.
Not only that, but no,
That one.
no. He's currently involved with Captain America.
Yeah.
Zemo is dead, so
Mhm.
Zemo's not the case. I would say it would have something to do with possibly what leads into all the other storylines that are going to be happening down the line. We got Dead No More. We got the Death of X. Mephisto could have something to do with it,
He's always been boys with Thanos anyway.
but I don't know. Maybe death itself.
Ooh.
Maybe death itself frees Thanos.
I like that one. Because then she's pursuing him for one.
Not only that,
I feel bad for Thanos.
not only
Really
that, but what if Adam Warlock gets in the freeze?
There you go. That's one I haven't seen in a while.
So
That's
I mean,
one I haven't seen in a while. That's good. Yeah.
it could be anything. But right now, in closing, a couple of things. Where do you side? Who do you side with?
I side Captain Marvel
Captain Marvel.
all day. Solely because when you read this book, you'll see Tony's got tension with a lot of people right now. And then the moment Rhodey dies, Tony has no sympathy for Carol. And this is where you see Tony get on his self-righteous war path, essentially. Because the last panel before he leaves is, I'm going to make sure none of you ever play God again. Whereas Tony is the one who, in a lot of senses, plays God a lot. So it's this kind of concept of Tony's own self-loathing is what catapults him into war against Captain Marvel. So he's emotionally driven through this whole book. And he's never comforting Carol, whereas Carol says, I love you, Tony, and I'm sorry. Tony apologizes for nothing. She's lost her lover and best friend. So they're kind of in the same boat. So whereas there should have been sympathy on Tony's part, in my opinion, and Carol's super sympathetic. So then you have Captain Marvel being sympathetic and Tony just kind of going on a war path.
Do you feel that this is more an Iron Man book?
I do.
So this would probably be like the 4th Iron Man book on the shelf right now.
Yeah.
Do you think that they should have called it Civil War 2?
I do. I think that I think that it's. Both Civil Wars have to do a lot with Tony Stark. So for the most part,
I give my side. I have no side. I'm neutral right
Fair.
now. I'm just
Fair
going to
enough.
play the ground. I'm going to play the field. I'm just going to sit back. I'm going to watch, and I'm just going to because I just want to see characters. I love this book. This is a good book to have character moments. Other characters who haven't had the opportunity to shine will step up.
Yeah.
This has the utmost greatest. The events of this book lead into Marvel now, lead into everything else. So, not only that, but there's a lot of tie-ins that are going to be happening.
True.
We got the Kingpin tie-in.
That's gonna be awesome.
We got Spider-Man's tie-in.
We got Gods of War.
We got Gods of War. We got Hercules. So, all the gods come into play at this point.
It is gonna be.
It's gonna be so insane. So insane.
It's going to be a cornucopia of just wonderful, wonderful Marvel stuff, and I can't wait to read it.
What is your review number?
10.
10 as well. So, tune in next week. We'll have a brand new review show, brand new book. It is going to be a different comic. And then, in a few weeks, we'll do the second issue of Civil War.
Wonderful.
So, tune in, you guys.